Now it started. Hi!
Hi.
Hello.
Always a professional start. Yeah. I also like the fact that that is the start of the VOD as well. I start recording the VOD when the music stops. So the very first thing somebody's going to hear when they click on the VOD is us just going, and it's starting!
Yeah. It's
Which is
starting.
not inaccurate, to be honest. Yeah, I was streaming for 2 years before I realised that I don't have to manually cut off the music at the start and end of the stream. I can just start recording later. Yeah, I'm quick. That's one thing that they say about me. I'm quick. Hi! Welcome to the stream. It's happening. Believe it or not, that is what's going on right now. And we have, once OBS loads, friends and spooky cats. We have all your favourite Halloween monsters. We have the ghost, we have the vampire, we have the Frankenstein's monster, the turnip, and the lawnmower. It's the classic collection.
All the classics are here.
All the classics.
I mean, given what I know about horror movies, there probably is a horror movie that has this cast in it.
Yeah. It's the new Halloween one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Kiro.
Hi, Kira.
Sketching and accidentally lost track of time. We just started. It's fine because daylight savings, the spookiest thing. The spookiest thing has happened. The clocks have changed overnight. No one knows who changed them.
And by themselves.
I know.
Society at large.
Spooky.
Also the internet.
Even spookier. Ghost in the machine.
Ghost.
Scarlett Johansson?
I say that I don't actually know what Ghost in the Machine is.
I was thinking Ghost in the Shell.
Again, the most spooky thing is inconvenience.
Yes. Such spooks.
Spooks.
Yeah. We're doing a bone game again today. Only now now with added bones.
More bones.
More bones.
More bones.
If you want to.
That's
you don't
what
have
we
to.
like to see. Not enough bones.
Not enough bones. There's a board game called Too Many Bones, which is the exact opposite.
Not enough bones.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, as you get older, you lose bones.
Yeah, that's why we do the bone game to make up for the bones we've lost.
To commemorate the bones that we've lost this year. Just a slideshow of like obscure small bones in your finger.
Rip bones that we had at one point in our lives.
I'm still miffed I don't have a tail. When do we lose that? That would have been real useful. You could pick things up behind you, it'd be great. You could lean on it.
I mean, you technically still do. It's just the bone is internal.
Yeah, but technically isn't good enough.
Yeah. I want practically. Yeah. I blame Darwin. Right, so we're doing bone. So we have some skulls, like last time, but we also have some full skeletons, apparently. Ragdoll again has kindly prepared a whole bunch of things.
Yes. So I have 6 skulls and 6 skeletons. Unless I screwed something up, all of the skeletons and skulls should be of different animals, and none of them should be the animals that we used last time.
Cool.
I have it set up so that in my layers where I have these stored, the odd layers are full skeletons, and the even layers are skulls, and I've got these stored in layers 1 through 12.
Fantastic. We should have had a third category and had 6 of those. Then we have 666. It would have worked out nicely. But, we could just have 6 empty layers. And then you could draw what you want.
Just add those real quick.
Cool. Who would like to go first?
Oh, nice lawnmower cat.
Yeah. Look at it, banging your shins.
I don't mind going first.
Go first. Cool. Skull or skellybob?
Skellybob.
All right. So the skeletons are in the odd numbers. So pick an odd number between 1 and 11.
5.
5.
5 alive. Ooh.
Oh. I think this might be a mole man.
What's going on with those fingers?
I hope those are nails, claws.
They kind of look like weird light bulbs.
Oh, ooh.
Glowing fingers. E.T. Is this E.T.?
I mean, you would be surprised how many skeletons you look at and you're just kind of like, this does not look like an actual creature. This looks like an alien. I had that thought multiple times as I was going through bones.
Going through bones.
Going through your special collection of bones that you keep at home.
Yes, Ragdoll has
I
this.
suppose now would be a bad time to say that I do have a small crocodile skull sitting on my bookshelf.
No, there's never a bad time to say that. That sounds awesome.
Just about to say those exact words. E.T. didn't make it home. Oh.
No.
They made it to the museum.
I like how we're starting eyeball first.
Yeah.
It's only natural. Gotta get the mood of the creature.
Exactly.
And then you can add all the horrible parts.
Except this time you have some idea of what those horrible parts are instead of just going, well, time to add on things to it. See what happens.
Yeah. You can't add feet to fish anymore, Chris. Unless they're boneless feet.
Look,
Which is
I plan on choosing a
horrible.
skull first, so I'm gonna warm up. Also, if we all
it
do,
is true. He can choose a skull. There
Yeah.
are skulls he could choose from.
and if we all do 2, we are gonna run out of full skeleton. So I'm gonna warm up with the skull, and then go full skeleton the second time round.
Nice.
And I guess
Snoot.
I can't really complain if the stream overruns after last night. So
Please make the snoot boopable.
Yes,
That is
very
my
good.
only request.
Boop this newt of this creature with very large hands.
Now it's a weird dog.
yeah, it looks like
I
it's.
don't actually know what animal noses look like if it's not a snoot.
Do the old cat triangle. Elephant trunk, obviously, classic.
I mean,
Or-
if you think about it, though, aren't most animals just weird dogs?
Yeah.
Think about it, aren't
It's
we?
categories of friendly dogs and not friendly dogs.
I feel like we had this conversation last time only with horses.
All dogs and horses.
It's a reflexive operation. It's if all things are horses and all things are dogs and all horses are dogs and all dogs are horses, you can interchange it. It's fine.
Yeah, we said like all land animals are horses, unless they're on the beach, then they're crabs. All things in the ocean are
Forgot
fish,
about
and all in
But
the
fish also don't
air
exist.
are something else that I can't remember.
I mean, also, I'd argue there are no friendly horses, just horses that haven't kicked you in the
Yeah.
face yet.
There are obviously exceptions to these rules, like the horseshoe crab and the seahorse.
Yeah. No, but that's the proof that all animals are.
They're the missing link.
Yeah, exactly. Like they all come from one another.
There was one giant cosmic horse from which all other creatures.
Actually, if you had said cow, that's Norse mythology.
See,
Yeah.
they got it a little wrong, but they
They're-
tried.
there is a giant cosmic cow that I guess the Milky Way came from its udders?
Milky
Question
Way!
mark?
You should think, but no.
That's
It's just,
headcanon now. Milky Way. This comes from the udders. Makes sense.
the eraser.
Snoot.
Look at
Making
that
more
big
poop.
snoot.
You know, I'm stuck on Mooniverse.
Oh,
The moon of
I mean, you did just have to fight the moon the other day, so
Yes, yeah, that was.
What?
No context, no spoilers.
Okay,
let's just say that the weird game got weirder.
of course. Did you pull out more teeth?
I think
No,
so.
actually,
You didn't?
No.
no.
No, but you did have to use the knife.
Yeah, but it turns out that was good. Turns out I had to, which was weird.
Okay. I'm very intrigued. I will have to watch the film.
Basically, I somehow the VOD is 3.5 hours. I apologize in advance.
Oh, Jesus.
It overran a bit.
No,
You'll see-
really.
You'll see why. I was like, I want to get to the end of this thing. The end took a while, and then it wasn't the end, and then there was more not end, and now I literally don't know what's going to happen in the next stream. So I know less about what the next stream's going to consist of than I did the first stream. So
I
Amazing.
know a little bit about what's coming up because I watched another streamer playing part of it. Unfortunately, I caught them multiple hours in,
right.
so I have no idea how you're going to get from the point you're currently at to the point that streamer was at.
Fantastic, love it.
Because the only thing that's still consistent is there is a game, you are playing it.
Okay, interesting. I'm intrigued. We'll find out. I'm so glad. Going into these things blind is fantastic.
I feel like I recognize this skeleton, but I don't know which animal it belongs to, which is very frustrating to me.
The way you said that, I was like, I recognize this skeleton. It's Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
But like
God.
with like the back feet and the like big hands, it feels like it's very familiar, but I can't put my finger on it.
I'm pretty sure it's a mole, but I could be wrong.
It feels moly. So I'm glad you're excited to see more Kiro. So am I.
Yeah, this is one of those creatures where when you see it with flesh and then you see what's under the flesh, specifically with the skull area, it's like, what? Why does it have those teeth?
It needs them for chomping.
Good old Trump. I'll probably zoom in actually.
Why does it have so many eye bags?
It's tired.
Halloween.
It's daylight
It's a new
savings.
voice.
It's messed with its body clock.
It accidentally slept in an hour and now everything's screwed up.
So lumpy and fleshy. So many skin folds.
I think moles are like very lumpy in the neck area. But
That's true.
that's
I believe
based
they're
almost
little round
entirely
boys.
illustration. So what?
I mean, most moles that I'm aware of are just sort of like little potato lumps.
Yeah, the little
Nose.
round boys. Like beavers. But
Yeah.
they've
No, they're long and thin.
no. You need to learn what beavers look like, Chris.
No, I refuse.
You will remain ignorant about beavers and beavers only.
If I had any intention of learning how to draw beavers, I would have done Beavertober, but I didn't. So,
So,
and that's definitely a hashtag I should check before using it.
I'm a bit confused here. I thought, well, this is the shoulder, but if this is the arm, what?
I don't think that's the arm. I think. Hold on. I
So
think.
this is the arm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's like the elbow, because you see here, that's like a shoulder blade, I think.
That's a
Something like that.
mean shoulder
Yeah,
blade.
well, and you can also see on the other side
Oh yeah,
the elbow right here.
it's real scrunched up.
Yeah, like the little crabby arms. I'm trying to do the pose, and I just know that's not good for my back.
No.
See, the other tricky thing with finding skeletons was finding skeletons that are in a position where it's not boring, but also you can sort of tell where things are.
Yeah.
Because it turns out when everything is bones.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Can't wait to find out this is a fish. That'll be.
I sincerely doubt that.
So it turns out this is goldfish.
Because it's not like this. That would make sense.
Things just got, who in the nature department said that the bicep part of the arm has to be the same length as the other bit? Not tricep, is
It's
it?
a
No, tricep's on the other side.
T-Rex flappy arm.
You can't just like cheat every skeleton by just making it very like round.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's just a round boy.
This is Kirby's skeleton.
Yes. I think logically every skeleton can be Kirby's skeleton if you try hard enough.
True, yeah.
I think logically Kirby has eaten every skeleton you can think of, so
And thus
Yeah.
it can transform into any skeleton. So,
it's less that's what Kirby's structure is at the base, and more of it is that skeleton is inside of Kirby because it ate it.
yeah. Kirby's skeleton is in a state of quantum superposition, and it's only when it consumes another creature that it locks into a particular form.
You know, that is the most horrifying explanation of Kirby's powers that I've ever heard.
Quantum superposition of.
Yeah, how does Kirby's power work? Well, you see, he has every single skeleton
Yes.
of every creature he has consumed inside of him. And then when he transforms, he locks into one of the skeletons.
They're just all in there with a certain degree of probability.
Which one you get? Who knows? It's a mystery.
Oh, that's good.
I love surprise skeleton games. Guess that skeleton.
Who's that
I mean,
skeleton?
most people would not be pleased to have a surprise skeleton.
It's the only kind of skeleton. Come on. If you're not having a surprise skeleton, what are you even doing?
Oh. I think I was about to say more people should own skeletons, and then I was like, then I realized everyone has a skeleton. Everyone owns a skeleton. It's usually inside your body.
Yeah.
I like usually there.
Usually, yeah.
Implying that some people own their skeleton and it is not inside of their body.
Well, occasionally bits can be seen.
Yeah.
You know? It shouldn't
you
be,
went
really,
for
but...
the logical explanation there. I went immediately for, like, the, like, I don't know, Tale Legends, monster idea of like when someone dies, their body splits up into skeleton, ghost, and flesh.
Apparently, Kiro is loaning theirs. Do you mean you're loaning it out, or yours is you've taken out a loan to get one, or bone loan?
Bone loan. Oh my god. I want a character who like loans out bones now. Just this skeleton banker who owns a bank, but it's just for bones. People deposit their bones there. You know, for safekeeping.
For safekeep. I can't think of a banking skeleton pun. Gotta be one.
There's gotta be one.
I need the little skellybobs from. Actually, all skellybobs are good with jokes.
I think that would be a character in the world of October and Company.
Skellybob banker?
Not in the company itself, just in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, there is that thing where it's like, oh, they've got gold teeth, so their teeth are worth money or something. I don't
know. Now, our teeth
worth money, though.
Here's a question: do teeth need to be considered part of the skeleton? Because they're not bones strictly.
I mean, you usually draw, like, if you draw a skull, you draw it with teeth, usually.
Yeah, but the teeth can come loose pretty easily. There's a lot of skulls that we've got at work where it's missing teeth in various places because they'll just pop out.
What kind of maths do you teach again?
I wasn't about to say I'm a teacher. What are you teaching?
Teach you how to count to 32.
I teach the math, but the gentleman with the office literally right next to mine is our animal science guy. And a lot of the time I'll walk into the office and it's like, oh, it's a box of dead birds.
Yeah.
Or this last week when I walked in and it's like, it's a terrarium that has that we've put like 2 wild mice and 2 wild rats in that just got caught that he decided to take to class.
I mean, everything you're saying makes sense, but I am still going to choose to believe that your maths involves skeletons.
Yeah. Teach people maths with skeletons and bones. It's fun and educational.
A mathematician. Femur's a bone, right? Kind of works.
Yeah, femur's a bone.
Yeah, okay, a mathematician.
It'd be very concerning if you're a math teacher just started teaching with bones all of a sudden. You ask where they come from and they just won't answer.
Yeah, that's not usually a manipulative you see just in the classroom.
It's just...
Usually I've got like colored dots or something.
You see these colored dots? Forget about them. We're teaching with bones from now on.
Teaching with bones. The joints make for a great pair of compasses. For nice circles. I've marked on the edge of this pelvis angle so we can use it as a protractor. It works. It's fine.
I love this little creature, Christi. It looks like some kind of weird proto-animal in the, like, ocean? Like, some kind of, like, weird proto-seal or something.
I don't know why my brain just translated proto into professional professional.
It's a professional animal.
I mean, it does have very big toes.
Yeah. It's professional.
It's holding its big toe up like a sort of pinky finger. Fancy.
Yeah.
Fancy toe.
I think I'm done.
Okay. Definitely looks like an animal that you see with like the examples of like animals from the Cambrian explosion. Where just like anything goes. It's animals.
Anything goes. Try it out. Too many bones, not enough bones, everything goes.
It's the Cambrian explosion, everyone.
Sounds like the weirdest
And
festival.
who knows what might happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is an eastern mole.
Ooh.
Yeah, look
Which,
at them.
looking at those snoots, you wouldn't expect there to be just so many teeth.
Many teeth.
Nope.
Yeah. What are they using those teeth for?
I
miss.
don't know, because mostly these little guys eat insects and worms.
Crunchy.
So I don't know why they need so many big teeth.
Just in case. In case of what? Don't ask.
Eat the occasional rock if it's in the way. Why not?
Nom nom rock.
Yeah, tasty rock.
I miss.
Not as either cute or Animal Crossing funny as I animated.
Hey, Dennis, you alright? Having a good day? Having a good spoopy season? Big, strong hands. Yeah. How do we start? You know, when your life is mostly digging.
So what's a mole's tail look like then? I didn't
It's
realize they had tails.
Nobody knows. It's like Diglett.
Oh.
let me see if I can find a good picture of their backside.
Yep.
They mostly just kind of have like round stubby butts.
Hiding from the spoopy season.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's a potato.
See, hot dog shaped.
Oh, potato.
Oh my god.
Look at the potato.
That's just a blanket rolled together.
It makes sense.
I mean, I did say they're kind of just a potato shape with a snout on the front.
I mean, if you're digging holes, you want to be roughly the shape of the hole, right? It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
You want a simple profile.
It kind of looks like if
tail stump.
like if you pick it up, it would like act like a ferret or a weasel, where it just kind of flops around not carrying. That's what it looks like to me.
I thought you were going to say if you pick it up, it acts like an accordion. It just stretches out and.
I would think it's.
I mean, that's also what ferrets do. They have you seen like videos of them just like being picked up? It's just they don't care.
They're all spaghetti.
They're a little noodle and they just flop around.
I just see this as there's nothing inside. It's just a squeaky toy. When you push it, it just goes all the way down where you push it.
Oh. Well, now we know there is a skeleton in there. Although it might be one of those superposition skeletons.
Also, my drawing with how big the
Sorry, I should probably
skull
show this
is, and how much you cannot see any proportions in an actual mole, it would have to fill the entire canvas with just fluff and flubber.
Yeah. Alright, boy.
A very round boy.
Yeah.
So round.
Ferrets are smelly. Probably.
You'd pretty much have to do
animals.
just like oops.
That's a little turnip.
Right, who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Yeah.
Y-
Do you want...
Yeah, miss, that is a thing that happens. Cats hunting.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
All right.
Let's
Odd
see.
number for a skeleton, even number for a skull.
Okay. I want the skull. I want to start out with the skull. So, uh, 10? 10.
10?
10.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh, you got a fun
That's
one.
a big boy.
yeah. I think that's the hippo skull that Julia drew
Is it?
the creature for. I think so. But
don't
I'm
you
gonna
put
do
that flat teeth?
something.
It's up to
Oh,
you. You get to
yeah.
decide.
It's not a hippo anymore.
Hypno. No, that's Pokemon.
Can you turn down your opacity a little bit?
Yes. Oops, that is not the layer that I was selected. Hold on.
I think one of the nice things about skeletons is that most skulls look like they're having a great time.
Yeah. Just like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you
Where
can
do
see all
I
their teeth.
start?
I think
Let's start with
the
this
jaw
one.
sort of goes up at the back, and I think that sort of gives a sort of particularly human skulls. They're no longer bound by the flesh.
Also, it just looks like if one's flesh was pulled back as in smiling, it has that look because there ain't no flesh.
It's like the flesh has been pulled back way, way too far away.
Very Halloween.
Let's give it a little bit of a.
See, the problem is, so I've sort of been mulling in my brain, my Avonvale thing of the sort of whimsical, happy place.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea that it has like a twin city where everything's going wrong.
Yeah, we've
Because
talked about that with
yeah,
you specifically.
as well as whimsy, I do quite like, I like Bloodborne. I like I like things not going so right. So I sort of wanted a place like that, and sort of the first idea I had is just have like a nice variety of weird like scarecrows and stuff, because scarecrows are fun and spooky. But now I'm thinking of like doing also the Society of Skellybobs with the the skeleton banker and the skeleton mathematician, and I think it'll be fun.
Using skulls to teach their things.
Yeah.
Skulls specifically.
So it has still trying to think of mathematical tool bone puns. I don't know enough bone names.
I mean, dice used to be made out of bones, so you've got
More
those.
dice. Wait a minute. We will just use my thumbs.
And there was, and I don't remember what it's called, there was a divination technique where you essentially took a bunch of, I think mostly finger bones with markings on them and just rolled them into a bowl, and however they landed was supposed to tell you information about the future.
I mean,
I guess.
there's a type of fortune telling where you just spin around in circles, and then wherever you fall down tells you the future. So
That's the divination kids do.
it's called gyromancy, if anyone wants to look it up.
Oh.
Just get dizzy, fall over, see what happens. You see visions. Yeah, of course, you're dizzy.
If you have too much candy and throw up as well, then it's definitely because you're a kid. The kid fortune teller. The story of a gyromancer.
And I'm just
I
gonna
would read that book.
every now and then you
I illustrated book.
1 second.
I like how tired this friend is.
Just see. Sorry, I had to refresh the call because it sounded a bit like robots.
Oh.
I blame Frame Man.
And Twitch.
Yes.
Always blame Twitch.
Yeah.
The elusive Twitch.
Don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't.
It's kind of spelling dino to me now.
I don't. I don't want to alarm anyone, but I am getting quite strong Barney vibes from this.
Oh no. It's not
Too
what I
lumpy.
want. Oh,
Frame Man.
Dial back the
What
lump.
if-
I mean,
Barney.
the teeth by their very nature are going to offset that, but
what if? Oh, how do this?
well, not their teeth, their tusks. Are they teeth? Tusks? I don't know which they would be.
Mm.
There's a very fine line between a tooth and a tusk. A tusk is technically a specific kind of tooth, kind of like how a canine is a specific kind of tooth.
Okay,
So maybe both.
maybe both.
I see you've decided to make it a dog.
Dog nose. It's a dog nose special.
That would help.
This is a good boy.
It's a good boy with very big, like, tusks, teeth.
I guess you also have control over the ear shape.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it's a
That'll-
very tired bloodhound now.
There we go. That's not Barney anymore. Now we got a friend.
It's a cereal mascot.
For a particularly sugary cereal by the looks of it.
What if Fluffy?
Floof.
Yay.
Keep looking at that mole. Just on a caption of me on a good day.
This is a bit cat-like now, funnily enough. A big cat.
Floof.
I think this is Clifford. Chibi, I think you've just made Clifford.
There's a fine line between Barney and Clifford. Turns out Floof.
Clifford.
Naturally.
Cliff Floof. Cliff Flooford.
Don't know where to go with this. With all these teeth.
Probably it's hidden weapons.
What if?
Oh,
It's kind of.
Oh,
This kind of has the vibe of like a redrawn, like an artist's sort of rendition of what of the animal that a particular animatronic would be based on, if that makes sense. So like, there's a famous animatronic, and somebody tries to draw what the animal would actually look like.
I think I get what you mean.
That is such a specific thing that my brain has just told me to say. I'm glad someone got it.
a bit like a messed up taxidermy.
Yeah, or it could be a messed up taxidermy. Those are always interesting.
Do you know, I've
Don't
never
look those up.
I've never combined in my head animatronics and taxidermy. But I have now.
Sorry.
And the world will live to regret it.
Oh no.
It doesn't help that. So with some taxidermy, it's like, okay, we're trying to preserve what the animal actually looked like. And it's like, okay, and some people are better at it than others. But then you've got some people who just kind of like on purpose make weird things. Now you've got some stuff where it's just like really simple, like jackalopes are sort of a joke. here in the Southwest United States. It's like, yes, the fearsome jackalope, and it's just a jackrabbit that someone put antelope horns on. But there's some other stuff out there where it's like, why would you do this?
I want to share my favorite.
Oh no.
I don't know why that felt so threatening. Want to share my favorite? I'm just.
So I can't remember the exact story behind this, but I seem to recall it was basically, hey, I have a lion pelt, and give it to a taxidermist. This was like probably a couple of centuries ago. I was like, can you reassemble this? But the taxidermist had never seen a lion. So it's just like, we'll work it out. And then then we get that.
And then they never did.
And we get this happy friend.
It did well enough with body.
At least with that, it's like, okay, an attempt was made. Like, an honest attempt was made. You're wrong.
Yeah.
But an honest attempt was made. I'm actually not sure if I want to share pictures of these online on stream. I might just share it later.
I guess you could put it on the Discord, and then I don't have to show it on stream. So you could also spoiler it if people don't want to see it.
Let me see if I can remember what they're called.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is this drawing looks more realistic than that taxidermy. So you're doing well.
I had a hard time not looking at that.
Okay. Ragdoll, could you please get rid of
Turn off the layer?
Yeah.
Can do.
Oh, this is a friend.
Yay!
Yeah, that's a friend. Those aren't.
Ooh.
Good lord.
What's that last one?
Yeah, I can kind of get the first two. It's the last one that's the problem.
Those are made using the backside of a deer.
Oh.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know.
That's a shame, because that is the question, really, isn't it?
I hate people.
I tried to make the eyes sad, but like with the way the skull worked, it just kind of looks happy tired.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, I'll have some pizza.
Yeah.
If you're offering. I mean, I'm not hungry enough to get some myself, but
It's having the dinner sleepies.
yeah, this is all you need to remember. For every person in the world who makes something like that, there is another person in the world who makes something like this.
Yeah, and it's definitely a golden retriever.
It's a saber-toothed golden retriever.
Yep.
It
has
the ancestor to the golden retriever.
It's Clifford, but everything is Sabretooth.
Yeah.
This is the reboot of Clifford.
I don't think they're...
with realistic CGI and massive teeth for no particular reason. No one can work out at what stage in development Clifford gained massive teeth, but it happened.
It's
when they tried to make Clifford like a dark version of Clifford, but just ended up with this.
Dark Clifford reboot.
Or cooperation with Ice Age.
Clifford, the giant crimson hound.
You know, I can't think of any canids that were Sabretooth.
I mean, wasn't the saber-toothed tiger
Like,
not actually a thing? Wasn't that one of those weird mix-up ones?
Yeah, something like that. But there are like old Ice Age type, because during the Ice Age we had some huge mammals, and some of them legitimately had like just horrifying tooth situations. But I can't think of any canids that had that. Of course, the other thing you have to keep in mind with a lot of those things is most animals don't have exposed teeth. Like, the only ones that really have teeth that are exposed are like elephants and hogs. Everything else usually just keeps it covered because the enamel would wear out if it was exposed. Oh, he's Clifford.
No. Cleef.
Cliff.
Well, got to admit, from the skull this started with, I did not expect this to turn out to be a friend. But it did.
Me neither. I was drawing it.
I think it's when you added the fluff and then the tired eyes.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you had angled the eyes a little more downwards, then it would be, like, menacing. But this one's just like, this is just a sleepy dog.
Yeah. I think
wants to scoop up
when I
all the
added
food.
the floof, it just really made it like it solidified it as friends.
I want this friend, I want Cliff and Sausage Mole to be friends.
It's saying food goes here.
In my
Just
mouth,
roll it down its teeth.
Big teeth
Hopefully it
for
won't be the
chomping.
sausage mole that gets shoved into its mouth.
Yeah,
Oh,
just carries it around in his mouth. It's very gentle.
you can just roll.
Anyway, this is Cliff.
Cliff.
He's friends.
With his friend.
It was.
Yeah.
And it was indeed a hippopotamus.
Yeah.
Very happy one.
Them flat seats.
Hey mum, look at this, look what I can do.
So there's a zoo here in the United States. Well, there's quite a few zoos in the United States who've been doing live stream stuff over the past year or so because no human. And so some of them have kept doing that to like a limited capacity, mostly with the, hey, here's a recording from our videos of like this interesting or funny thing that happened. And there was one zoo where they're just kind of like, okay, well, our matriarch of the herd has been really tired lately, and we're a little concerned with like oh, it might be a health thing, so we've decided to like keep a really close eye on her on the video cameras to see if we can spot what might be happening, if we can figure out is this like an illness thing or whatnot. And so they were looking over the cameras at the night, and they shared these videos. The reason she's been so tired is one of the the video shows one of the baby elephants getting out, running around her, pestering her a bit, jumping on her trunk a bit, trying to climb on her, while mother elephant is pretending to be asleep because, dang it, child, go away. Before the little elephant runs off to go pester like their cousin or something, and then come back to kiss her mom again in the middle of the night.
Children.
Oh,
Let's.
Toddlers are the same, regardless of what size they are.
Let's.
especially elephants.
I will say,
Elephants are smart.
and this maybe only Kero will understand this, but this picture of the hippos in particular is making me think of Final Fantasy IX. So take that how you will.
Interesting.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
Also, really hairy ears.
Yeah, I
So
just zoomed in on that.
So you got that right. Got a big old beard.
I'm trying to think of what scene that you might be talking about, Chris, because
It's not a scene.
It's just because I'm trying to think of any hippo characters in FF9, and that's not what you're referencing.
No, that is what I'm referencing.
Oh.
They're not important characters. You may very well have never met them, but
I mean, it has been a good minute since I last played FF9, so...
yeah. I may play it at some point soon. There's found a randomizer for it.
Anyway,
Yeah,
who's next?
Cliff. Ragdoll, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
You go next, because I'm going
okay.
to have to... You guys are going to have to randomly choose one for me, because I already know what's in all the layers.
Good point. Okay. Even or skulls, yeah? Hi, Cliff.
Yeah, even or skulls.
Even or skulls. And we had 10. 2. 2's an even number.
It sure is.
Believe it or not. Or are we numbering from 0? Oh, hello. This is sneaky friend.
There's your skull.
This is... I can't... Oh, what was his name? Like a pink cartoon character with a snout. I can't remember. Anyway.
Pink cartoon character. I do not know.
I'll have to look it up at some point. Okay. Lower the opacity, please, to about 20, please. Please. Thank you. Okay.
Please on top.
So.
This is the skull of a very strange goblin.
Ooh, yeah.
That was my first thought looking at this.
I mean, yeah, we could use them to design things that aren't necessarily animals.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I do my initial thought, which is that? Or do I do a different thought, which is that? I quite like that.
If you want me to move it back a little bit so you've got more room for a snoot, I can.
No, make it fit. I've made things fit with less sense than this. It is a okay, so I guess we have to address the antlers in the room. They kind of look like tubes, so I'm gonna go with that.
Cubes.
Tube.
There's some smoke coming out of those.
Just a really weird smokestack.
Is this giraffe, maybe? I guess?
That was
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
That would make sense.
I'm not trying to draw a giraffe. That's good, because I'm not going for a giraffe. Actually, hang on.
I mean, at least you've got the face going the right way.
Yeah.
I've run out of undo.
Unlike with the flamingo, where you decided to commit crimes.
Look. Because if you don't, you won't see it. Okay, so I'm thinking like instead. I was originally went for tubes, and then it was just gonna have like smoke coming out of it or something. But I'm now going for like interconnected interlocking bones, so we can have a sort of big old spirally thing going on. And it's just sort of gets a bit lumpy at bits where the bones connect.
It's a goat now.
Kind of.
Cool.
It's a bone goat.
A boat.
A boat, if you will.
I will, thank you.
This is the cool friend of the bunch.
Big ol' ears.
Big ol' ears. And then
Big ol' ears. Long neck?
Long neck, yep. Okay,
Giraffe.
I think I got the gist of what I'm going for. He says as if there's any kind of understood structure here.
You have at least part of the skeletal structure.
Oh yeah, there is literally an underlying structure here. That's what we started with, but I meant as a structure that makes sense. How do you make something smile when its mouth is this big? I'm looking
Just
at you.
like Tori.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm looking at you, Tori.
I came back in a small giraffe.
Like a weird mix between a giraffe and a dragon.
That's sort of
I
yeah.
don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, when I drew the nose or the snout, I thought, dragony. It's kind of got a dragony thing going on. So we have sort of dragon thing, kind of.
Dragon giraffe.
Dragon.
Dragaff.
I mean, all things considered, basing a mythical creature off of just bits of bones isn't that bad of an idea.
Yeah, it's
there is precedence for doing that.
Yeah, they did it for most of history. And people keep doing it. And it's okay.
Except I'm not sure back then they thought of it as mythical creatures.
There is that. I'm sure they also didn't think of it as a character building exercise.
Maybe sometimes.
I do like the idea of the ancient Greeks just, sitting around going, should we play the bone game? Let's do the bone game.
I mean,
although now that I think about it,
to play the bone game, the ancient Greeks would not be the strangest, so.
Oh, there's a Lewis. Hello.
I don't know about where you are, but the location of playing the bone game can make it vary wildly.
Yeah. I've got to be careful.
Chris, I don't like this smile.
That's fair. Having to draw all the individual teeth is never...
It's got a human dentures now.
The fact that smirk is, like, the teeth are just right there at the bottom, and it's not, like, centered in that smirk area, so you're seeing, like, all of this gum. I think that's the part that's the most unsettling. Because if it was just sharp teeth in that little hole, and it was just all sharp teeth, that'd be one thing.
Yeah.
But
and it would make this noise.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find what the
Dragon.
cartoon character is that I was thinking of.
He-Man.
No.
But wouldn't it have been great if it was? Just first try.
I mean, I know I have a history of not being able to draw things very well from memory, but if this was my attempt at drawing He-Man, I think I would have to revoke any, any considerations of calling myself an illustrator at all. Yeah, He-Man has the horns, right? Yeah, it's got long snout. Pretty sure that's...
Like, even if you didn't know who He-Man was or what he looked like at all, I'd be very confused if you came up with this.
Yeah.
From the name He-Man.
Yeah. He-Man, dragon, right? Makes sense.
Dragon with bone horns. Dragon giraffe with bone horns. That's what He-Man is all about.
Got a cat though, so that's close enough.
Yeah, see? It's basically the same thing.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see this as, like, a character in He-Man.
I have the power.
Oops, sorry.
Bones.
Sorry, I just had to adjust Discord because Lewis was considerably louder than everyone else.
Sorry.
No, it's Discord. It just assigns people a random number between 1 and 200%.
Oh.
Lewis, of course, always loud.
It looks evil now instead of.
Yeah, we've now got since the angle of the eyes is more turned down than with Chibi's last one. Chibi's was like, oh, this is cute, and now this is definitely showing its teeth in a not nice way.
Yeah. I trust Cliff. I don't trust this guy. That's for sure.
That's fair.
I trust the Cliff.
I trust the Cliff. Yeah. Cliff is a friend. That's all we know.
You all have you either trust the cliff or you trust the mountain or you trust the ocean. I trust the cliff.
I trust the Cliff. Because he is also a weird dog.
Go away, chat. Yeah. Not stream chat. Just
Bye.
I keep popping up chat on the thing. Hi, miss. Hi.
First gave them one thing, they would be a mischaracter. You know, the one thing for going feral. What everyone deserves.
Ooh, they need a ting in front of the teeth.
There it is. Now it's a mischaracter.
I don't even know how to shade this. What is this? What have I drawn? Who made me draw this?
We didn't make you draw anything.
Who can I blame?
Came up with this on our own.
Who do I blame for this?
Turnip keeps appearing.
I don't... Suddenly, turnip. It's the emergency turnip. It's how you tell somebody you need to stop now without telling them.
I wanted to test if I still had my layers after refreshing.
Our safe word is turnip.
Actually, emergency turnip during famine. Yeah. Oh, a ting.
Ting.
Yay. Ting.
The ting ting.
Anyway, Lewis, how are you doing? Yeah.
Good, thank you. I'm currently on First Data again. Also,
nice.
And also trying to make a Halloween costume in time for Halloween, which I've failed, but I might as well finish it.
Well, you were making that helmet. That looked good.
Yes, with the mastermind thinking of, I've started, so I'll finish.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Christmas.
Or just show up everywhere tomorrow wearing the costume and be like, wait, is Halloween today?
No one ever said Halloween should end on October.
Got a friend who does some streaming stuff who was very ill for like a good week and a half of October. And so he's decided, you know what? I'm going to do spooky stuff anyway. We're going to hold back Christmas by just having more spooky streams in November.
Exactly.
I mean,
time isn't real. Daylight savings prove that time isn't real, so you might as well continue Halloween forever.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much, you know, due to the fact that I have literally no idea where inscription's going. Our spooky season on streams is going to keep going into November. So
Yeah. And as long as it's spooky season, Dark won't have to listen to Christmas music. Which he always hates. So
you've just said that and
you're
tempting me to put Christmas music as my stream start music.
Don't do that to him.
There's good Christmas music out there, but most of it isn't the pop jingle music that they play on the speakers at the stores.
Yeah, get the darkness. Don't let the bells end. That's a good one. I don't even know if that pun translates elsewhere.
I have no idea what you just said.
There's a song by The Darkness,
I'll be honest.
who you might know as I Believe in a Thing Called Love. There we are. And they did a Christmas song called Don't Let the Bells End, which is basically an excuse to say bell end on the radio. Bell end being an insult.
I did think, when you said it, did he say this, or did he say...
Yes
Why
and yes.
Why does this creature have hands, Chris?
Because you can't stop me.
Because you can't.
Sorry,
I mean, technically, since I am in control of the room, I could kick you off of that layer and we could stop this right now. But...
All right. No, the hands are webbed. It's fine now.
No, that makes it worse.
Okay.
Oh no.
Canonically, this has 4 arms.
Giraffes are very chunky.
Anyway, this is Glump.
Glump.
I don't like Glump. Glump is not a friend.
I've drawn a lot of things in these streams that just make Chibi say, I don't like this. And I consider that a success.
I know you do. I know you do this on purpose.
I need to draw them all together at some point.
Chibi, you don't have that much room to speak, considering whenever we're doing bodybuilding, the first one to start committing crimes is typically you.
Yeah, but we commit the crimes together now.
Anyway,
Chris is just doing this all on his own.
This is Glump. What was Glump? Oh, it is a giraffe. You've already posted it 4 minutes ago, which I missed because I was too busy making hands.
Kiro, consider no.
Hang on. Do the thing, clickety click, because things are things. There's a giraffe. You ever seen a giraffe? There's one. Courtesy of Ashwati Vipin.
Ashwati Vipin.
That one was not my fault. I refuse to take responsibility for that.
What did you think was going to happen?
You know, the regular Kirby thing? Where it just sucks someone up and Pop becomes the new one?
Well,
or as we established earlier this stream, replaces its entire skeleton.
Yeah, it takes the skeleton, moves on. Quantum superposition. It's great. Everyone say goodbye, Glump.
Bye, Glump.
Glump.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting anyone to actually say goodbye. I was just expecting Chibi to say no. But
well, you got that.
Ragdoll! Do you want a skull or a skellybob? We've got enough if we all want to do skellybobs for now, and we've got enough.
Yeah. So, give me a skull.
An even number, chat. Miss Kira.
Even number.
Even number, not including
not
2 or 10.
And not 2.
So 4, 6, 8, or 12.
I'm trying to imagine a skellybob.
Don't have a spirit level in. 6! Ooh.
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 Hello.
This is another one where if you look at the animal and look at the skull and you're just kind of like, why does it have that many teeth?
This thing's been at the chocolate.
It belongs to a tiny friend.
Where is eyes?
It had all the Easter eggs.
Don't worry about it.
Maybe it doesn't have eyes. There's critters out there that don't have eyes.
I can see
Yeah.
at least 3 spaces on this side for eyes. So
I mean, one is probably the nostril. So
no, just eyes.
just,
The nostrils are the back.
I mean, sure.
You know
Oh my God,
how I
see
can
your face in the back.
twist these around.
Yeah, considering last time you took a very clear flamingo skull and
Sometimes you literally twist them around.
Yeah.
made it backwards.
Again, if people are going to go around blaming people for twisting things in these streams.
Okay, I do take responsibility for that.
Yeah, how many twists?
How many twists? Is this head actually upside down?
Listen, I asked how many twists, and you know, not my fault that I got cut off. I gave a warning.
Is she?
Fair warning. Twister warning. Ah!
Oh, that is not the button I wanted.
Happy Halloween!
Blood.
Blood!
The fact that the eraser and the paint bucket are right on top of each other.
Yep.
And all things considered are a fairly similar shape.
They look
messes
very
with me.
samey.
See, this is where I have minor advantage of just using keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah. E for eraser.
Goose, swan, hummingbird, kingfisher, emu.
What now?
Miss, what are you talking about?
Miss is handing out some weird things to trick-or-treaters.
Can you just, like, give them toothbrushes instead if you're going to be weird about it?
I'm just imagining, like, a bunch of kids, like, walking up to Mrs. door, and she opens up, and they go trick-or-treat, and then she gives them a whole goose. Just a whole alive goose.
Oh no, I can imagine Chocolate Guy doing that. Like a whole chocolate swan.
Oh no. Don't give him ideas. He made a chocolate whale recently.
He did.
And I was mad.
I hope that chocolate gets eaten.
It does, I believe. I think I read about that once.
Who wants to be the first person to cut into that? Like,
I hope they
I don't
smack it
know.
over.
I wouldn't.
No, I mean, some things look like they're like made out of chocolate, and then some other times it's just like this is an object.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat an object.
You've just made a functioning
but also,
hub.
I know it's chocolate, so I just want to jump into it.
Ah, Miss used to work
Put
next door to a
the
chocolatier.
object in the freezer. Baseball bat. Have fun.
Do pinatas sort of thing, I guess.
Was a game show
You
at
get all the
one
cuts off.
point. I want to say it was a Japanese game show where basically the goal was to try and figure out what in the room was made out of chocolate.
Oh yeah.
I love Japanese game
that
shows.
sounds familiar. Did we talk about that before? I think we did.
Doesn't ring a bell for me.
Maybe
and so
you
you've
weren't
got
there.
like
Sure.
weird clips of it of like someone taking a bite out of a door handle.
Yeah.
Comes off.
That feels like a thing they do on Taskmaster.
Yeah.
You get one bite.
Yeah.
Also, door handle, that's the worst thing that could be chocolate in a room. Everybody,
Yeah.
I ain't taking a bite out of that.
It does sound like a Taskmaster task, yeah. It really, I mean, it's not the same at all, but it does remind me of a task where there's like a bunch of like socks hanging around, and then one of the socks is a tangerine, I think. And they have to figure out in which sock is the tangerine, but they can only look in one, and they can only smell so many. And
as
I'm
in the
like,
tangerine is in the sock, or
yes.
the sock is a tangerine?
No. Tangerine is in a sock.
Taskmaster
And
has.
in other socks, there are like little balls and little things and such.
Yeah,
That
Taskmaster.
makes a little bit more sense than what I was initially
Yeah.
imagining.
Yeah, I'd like to point out Taskmaster has a considerably lower budget than you might be expecting. They do not have the money to have somebody create a sock from a tangerine.
It would be very interesting if they did. As like a follow-up task.
This is a fish from The Little Mermaid. One of those haunted eels or something.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah.
the friendly yellow and blue one.
No.
Trying to make it a...
And it becomes more and more distorted.
I'm so sorry, Ragdoll, but I keep seeing like a little like sock puppet.
Yeah.
No.
Horrible sock puppets.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I mean, this is about the right shape for one.
Can we have like this, like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, but just like the orphanage of ugly sock puppets?
Made from lift socks.
I feel like that would be a thing. Just all the discarded, weird-looking puppets.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens to all of the one-use crafts that kids do a ton of?
Yeah.
All of the pasta glued on toilet rolls.
Yeah. These are the questions that have been brought up ever since Toy Story. It's just like, if it's that easy to give sentience to these things.
I want to say that gets addressed in Toy Story 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Stop taking notes for projects. I mean, if they were like haunted puppets, I could probably do that for Avonvale's Twin City. Horrible haunted puppet orphanage.
Like, I don't know the context because I haven't actually seen the movie. But I do know that in Toy Story 3 there is a toy that is a spoon with googly eyes glued to it.
No, that's Toy Story 4.
That's Toy Story 4? Okay.
Toy Story 3 is with the huge, with like the big purple teddy bear.
Right.
Never
I also haven't watched that one.
I watched the first one.
Funny enough, that's the only Toy Story I watched.
What a place to start.
Which is a very weird place to start, but you know.
Sporky. Nephew likes him. I'll go with Sporky. I've always liked the word spork. Spork is a good word.
It is.
But it's not a good utensil.
No.
It's what you get when you're sort of jack of all trades, master of none, you know.
To be fair, like most of the like little plastic one-use utensils are bad. And when they're sporks, still worse.
It's made from a spork.
The only good thing I will say about sporks is if you have a spork as your camping utensil for eating, you have one less utensil to wash.
Well, then there is that picture of basically somebody took a spoon and just like cut out something from the middle to make the center look like a fork. So what you end up with is a spork, which is terrible as a spoon because it's got a hole in it, and terrible as a fork because there's a bit of spoon around the outside stopping the tines getting to anything. And I always like that.
Amazing.
But here's the most useless piece of cutlery.
Also, what can you stab that you can't pick up with a spoon?
Children.
I mean, there are definitely like noodles.
Sorry. I'm back from rummaging in my cupboards for documentation.
Like if you were trying to eat noodles or something, I could see that being very difficult with a spoon, unless you do the twirly. Well, even then, you can't really do the twirly bit that easily.
Sorry, I just came back to what can you stab with a fork but can't pick up with a spoon.
I think you broke Miss.
Well, the answer's obvious, really.
Yeah, Miss enjoyed that somewhat.
Was very unexpected.
Oh, is there a stream going on that I'm not watching? Sorry.
Yes, right.
It's okay.
We've got.
You don't have to know what's going on to be here.
That's all right. I don't know what's going on either, and I'm the one who
Yeah.
set up this.
Ragdoll's just drawn a punk eel.
I was thinking it was like quills.
Yeah, I don't know, some kind of weird hair thing.
Sex
That's
piss.
fun.
Like
Sex.
spiny. Don't screw around with this eel. It's definitely a lot more horrifying looking than the actual creature.
I like it though. It kind of looks very sad. Just like, oh.
Oh
Yeah.
dear. Aww. I went for a curly look and it didn't come out well. Hey, Plamps.
Just looking in the mirror. Hi,
Aw.
It's a
Plamps.
bad punk employee.
Welcome to Making Friends, and Chris is making enemies.
How
For
dare
It
you.
me,
also looks like kind
specifically.
of you've introduced him to their parents for the first time, and you've just said something very ridiculous, and it just turns to look at you like, what? What? I can't even with you right now.
We talked
no.
about this.
It's like, what?
I think it's because I put the eyes so far forward along the snout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if you hold your hand over the wrist, it's a
Oh,
shark.
Oh, it's so tiny.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the skull goes to a common shrew. So again, one of those things where you look at it and then you look at its skull and then you go, why do you have so many teeth?
Oh, look at it.
This is why you do not want a rodent biting you, because their skulls are just full of teeth.
oh. Here we have the common shrew.
Its
and
eyes so tiny.
the very uncommon shrew. Oh.
I
It's
want to
sweet.
get back to my mouse painting. Oh.
Been bitten by one of those. No, miss.
Yeah, well, then you got to deal with all of these teeth.
Too many teeth.
Too many teeth. Not enough
You
teeth.
only need the one. You need only the one sharp tooth for a mislook.
Tried to save his
So
life from a cat.
was like blind or something?
It was panicking. Didn't know what it was doing.
It's probably just being a little shit.
Well, it's being eaten by the sounds of it.
I was being attacked by a kaiju-sized creature.
Yeah.
Like a kaiju just with claws to you and like, oh, who are you? And all you hear is like, "Wah."
Lewis, Mrs. clipped your joke. For posterity.
Yay.
Will now be there. In perpetuity.
I
Righto.
just switched over to watch. Oh dear.
There we go. Right, cool. I'm back round again. Christi? Christi.
Christy.
Eh.
No! Don't bring him back.
Eh. Oh, Cliff.
That's a good one.
Good Cliff.
7, please.
7. Right.
Ah!
Ah,
it's
friends. Ah, sorry. I got very excited.
Like it appears to be
that's
on
fun.
a set of
That's
scales.
so weird. It's still got its tail.
It's got a tail warmer.
A tail cozy. Oh.
Yeah, pretty much all of the skeletons I found were sort of like that. And to a certain extent, it sort of makes sense. But on the other hand, it's like, oh my goodness, why?
It's
Durgesh.
Durgesh got a lot smaller
Eee.
all of a sudden.
It's
Kept
Dougish.
making him chunkier, and now he's just tiny. It's a baby picture.
He's on a little set of scales or something.
Fresh out of the egg.
Yay.
Ugh.
I'm so
Also, the bits
excited.
that they have around their eyes are a little weird to me as well.
Yeah, a
They're
little
like,
bit.
I was about to say they're like 2 monocles, but that's kind of like glasses, really, isn't it?
I mean, is this? They're not connected.
Has anybody rocked the double monocle look?
I don't think so.
Well, they should.
Not seriously. Yes, a joke.
Oh, I have a clue I didn't see.
Ooh.
You can ignore that.
I'm so excited. I love lizards. They're so cute.
They're so silly.
Yeah.
This one already looks like they're having a great time.
I
Again,
just wish they'd stop trying to fucking sell me insurance.
I know what you mean, but I like the idea that you're just being like constantly harassed by geckos and
God damn it!
just like tapping your window at night with briefcases.
My contents are already covered.
God, that would be very silly. And they're not.
Oh.
And the gecko's not the only one now. There's also, I think it's an insurance company, one of those types of things that's also got an emu.
Emu?
Mm.
We've got meerkats.
And I know Christi from HR has a long neck, but calling her an emu is somewhat out of place.
Oh, changing the hand?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be symmetrical.
It stole its hand from another species.
I mean, there's plenty of animals that just sort of steal resources from other animals. I don't know of too many of them that steal entire limbs.
Me neither.
I love stealing resources.
No, resources.
Like some sort of RTS.
Hand over your teeth.
Yes, when you said you work in
going back to the bone bank.
Lewis, when we said we wanted you to work in human resources, that's not quite what we meant.
The company needs more calcium. Pay up.
Oh dear.
Should have insured that limb, yeah.
Geckos.
Oh dear.
Oh no, bulldog. Forgot about that. Bulldog was daily car insurance.
Is good old Churchill still around?
I think last time I saw him, he was on a skateboard. So yeah.
What?
No, but when did you see him in the advert?
When he was on a skateboard. Recently.
Churchill the bulldog, right?
They were going for like a kind of weird. I don't think they even said anything in the advert.
What?
Because of the racism and such. Huh?
Chibi is just...
Racist against 1930s Tories? What?
Hold on a minute.
I recall Churchill going, I'm going to say the N-word. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there is a commercial for something to do with insurance.
Yeah.
Churchill rides a skateboard.
So the idea is it was
slurs.
No, that not officially, not on camera.
Oh yeah, you're right. Churchill off camera was such a strange, in the dressing room, you couldn't get him to stop.
Yeah, so the idea was like, I don't know if this is an international thing. Nodding dog in a car. Is that a thing?
What?
Oh, those things. The bobbleheads.
Yeah,
in
like a
movies.
bobblehead dog. You have it in a car. Anyway, they use one of those as a mascot. It was a bulldog, so they called it Churchill. There's Churchill, the name of the company that do car insurance. And for some reason, in the last advert that I saw him in, he was on a skateboard, just sort of
And then
drifting
said the racial
around.
stuff.
Okay. I'm not British, so please explain to me the logic between Churchill and Bulldog. Because
Don't worry about it.
It's one of those things that's just sort of, you're indoctrinated into just seeing that. And then when someone asks, you're like, huh.
Like
you know
just
what?
now when we got asked and went,
Yeah. I don't know. It's obvious, isn't it? Wait, no, hang on, it isn't. Churchill was a racist and folks trying to get statues removed along with the others. I know you read about that. Yeah. Churchill was an unpleasant person.
no, I knew about Churchill,
Yeah.
the historical person, being a racist. I was just confused about everything else. Else is going on.
About the rest,
okay.
the one thing I wonder. I know pigs have little booties.
I mean, did he have a bulldog, or does his face look like a bulldog?
No, there's this idea of British bulldog being a thing.
His face doesn't look great.
I don't know.
Also, British bulldogs are like patriotism thing.
Kind of.
Well, we named a schoolyard game after it.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that patriotic.
No. That's called how much can you beat the shit out of each other at lunchtime before the teachers stop you?
Pretty much. And that's where the concept of insurance came from. You'd have Bull Rush, that's what it's called there. After which you get banned every year. And then weirdly unbanned. It needs to be unbanned so that it can get banned. You can't ban something if it's already banned. That wouldn't make the news.
Okay, so I tried looking up the Churchill Bulldog, and from what I can tell, because he looked like one.
I guess he was jowly.
He was jowly.
And it sort of spoke like this. It's sort of.
We'll fight them on the beaches and fight them. Well, now we're treading into your Cthulhu place. We'll fight them on your beaches.
Thank you.
We'll fight them in
In that game, they were fighting under the beaches.
Yeah, exactly. Fight them on the beaches, under the beaches, around the beaches, in a reef, apparently.
Yeah. Although there was that, just talking about what Lumps was mentioning, there was that pretty famous TV show about those siblings and their stream kept getting shut down. Band of Brothers.
Got it. Got it.
The silence is my only reaction.
Sorry, my brain had to tick over a few seconds to work out what was going on.
Classic.
Classic.
Sorry, I mean classic. Gotta add the real jowl to it. Oh, look at that little gecko booty.
Yeah. I've been looking at a lot of frogs lately, so I know they got them booties.
They're cute.
Lord, they just can't stop wiggling.
They're pretty cute. We had a class gecko in elementary school.
Gecko.
Yeah, like 3rd grade or so. The teacher had a gecko in the classroom.
Oh Lord,
and we got to feed it mealworms if we were, well behaved.
Yeah, I'm done.
Once you get, you just can't smack. What?
Look at this friend.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yay.
Oh, look at this friend.
Oh,
He's
it's a
so
made-up
cute.
friend.
Look
Alright,
at
Yeah,
those
the one
little
in the
cheeks.
picture is specifically a leopard gecko. So they've got
Why is it called that?
different patterns depending on the species. And the thing I find fun about them is so you know how they can like stick to walls and whatnot?
Mhm.
It's because they've got like really weird grabby hairs
Yes.
on their feet.
Van der Waals
Oh.
forces.
It's like spiders.
They're not sticky,
Yeah,
they're
like
using...
itty bitty little micro hair grippy thingies, and they can just grip onto things.
Yeah.
There's apparently a lot of different gecko species in Hawaii, and my aunt and uncle and cousin who live over there will just find them just hanging out on top of things, as you do.
Sorry, I thought you meant as like a pastime. They just go out and find some.
You know, some people catch butterflies and other people, like, you know, collect plants and they go out and find the geckos. It's not that weird.
Also, this one in the picture does look like it could like have a secondary job as like a hive for bees.
Yeah,
Does look holy.
yeah, it does, like, not really, but nearly trigger, like, a bit of tryptophobia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... Ugh.
Clearly not having as much fun
Also,
as
it has a
Christie's.
big noggin. I was thinking like a flat amphibian head. I couldn't really figure out the
Yeah,
back of the skull.
it's got a little chubby face.
Yeah.
It's like
cheeks.
chub. Should have been like that.
Chubby.
Yep.
Well, this one also has significantly less flip flapping at the back.
Yeah.
That's a sentence I don't think I'd ever would have considered saying, but here we are. Rightio, Chibini.
Yeah, okay. What's I want to do a skeleton. What skeletons have already been taken?
I think Christie's the only one who's taken skeletons, really. So
5 was
5 has been taken and 7 has been taken.
Okay. Let's just do one.
1.
One.
Ah!
Hello. Hello there, friends.
Well, it's green screen ready for its big scene.
Yeah. Okay.
That is odd.
This is going to be
Yep.
superimposed in the next MCU film.
Oh no.
This
Good
is ready
lord.
for a booty drawing as well.
Where do I start?
It's mic'd up, you can see as well. That little ribbon mic. Look at those really long toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that where once you take the flesh off and it's like, oh, the palm is gone. It's like, oh, it just keeps going.
I just want you to know, I did see this and my immediate thought was, how could I draw this backwards?
No. I'm not going to do that. I don't know where to go with this. This is a lot tougher than just the skull. I didn't even know where to go with that one. Also just
Kitty.
because it's sideways, like completely sideways, throwing me off a bit.
It's asking for a profile pic.
It's Skimble Shanks? Yeah,
What?
if Cats 2019 looked like this.
Hold on, can I do this?
Cats as
Yes.
directed by Tim Burton.
I mean, his teeth are a little beaky at the front.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
This is insistent on this matter.
It's
All right, it's going to be a cat now.
Yep. I'll figure it out.
Got a cat and a dog.
Actually, perfect Halloween material.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bit nightmarish, but to be fair, so it's normal cats, so it's fine.
I'm just sort of amused. So you know how sometimes people take their animals and like dress them up as other things for Halloween?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
instead of taking like a dog and dressing it up as like a hippo, you took a hippo and put a dog on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And this,
Ooh,
I'm thinking, is a monkey with a cat on top of it.
Yeah, it's probably some kind of like monkey. Or like a what are they called? Little what are they called? The little like gray.
Lemurs?
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you knew it just by gray because I don't know how to. I wasn't sure how to continue that description.
Kiro,
Thinking...
at once,
Sorry?
I want to say, I feel sorry for you, but at the same time, you've all now reminded us. So.
Oh.
Anyway.
I mean, at least there's a lovely palette cleanser in Discord.
Yes.
So none of us have to remember that horror. Because those are cute.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, Miss gave us this and that which shall not be named.
Oh yeah, I never saw that, I forgot.
Yeah, don't.
No,
thank you, Miss.
Miss,
don't.
Nope.
Just don't.
We've had our weird animal, non-animal horror for today.
This is quite the cat.
Yeah.
It's
Don't know
Halloween.
how this lower draw is gonna work.
Exactly, we have an abundance of horror. We don't need any more.
It's a prehistoric cat. They had jaws, right?
We have Spooky Cat. It's fine. Horror. We don't need any more than that.
It's happy.
I have to remember what Skimbleshanks looks like. I mean, not like this, but you know.
Yeah.
The weirdly long skull.
Skimble-toothed shanks.
It's like
With a big brain.
it's a he
Big
has
brain
like a
for
little
thinking
hat,
about.
doesn't he? Or am I just imagining that? I'm going with the movie one for no reason at all. Just because, you know, we're in horror territory. It's Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, Miss, you wanted horror?
Watch any cats.
Cats 2019.
Yeah, except they released it a little late for the Halloween season.
I keep saying 2019. It was 2019, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
It was
like the start of the year.
Look, time hasn't existed for 3 years, which is a contradictory sentence, but that's just how time works.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we did establish earlier that time is just made up.
Also, Miss, no, we don't want you to post it again.
Time is an illusion. Cats 2019 doubly so.
It's an illusion. Illuception.
This is going to be horrifying.
Wibbly wobbly, catsy watsy stuff.
The thin arms, it is.
What if Cats 2019 were entirely inhabited by cryptids?
Ooh, I'd watch that.
Everyone designed a cryptid based on a cat's character. Go.
A cryptid musical.
I actually want to do that now, though.
I just want a cryptid musical. Doesn't have to be cats.
Magical Mr. Mothman.
Magical Mr.
I heard
Mothman.
something different.
Which character would we do as that SCP that's just half a cat?
So it's still Cats the musical. Are there enough cat-based cryptids?
In your
I
Cats
mean, you could
2019?
argue that all cats are already cryptids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your Cats 2019, Mr. Mistopheles isn't a simple. It's so much about that sentence I just don't understand. There are layers. I'm gonna have to go back to school to. Got like a whole term's worth of lessons to understand what's going on there.
It's a horribly long cat.
The cat that unzips her fur, but the cat just unzips the other half. I like that.
Chip,
Yeah.
you're missing a couple of inches of fingers there.
No, this is from the other hand, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I'm thinking.
Oh no, the claw length. I think. Actually, yeah, that's not.
Oh,
Yeah.
like here?
Actually, is that
yeah.
claw, or is that actually
I'm
a
not sure.
thing? It's whatever.
Claw now, baby. Because it has
It
to be
is
horrifying.
what you design it to be.
Yeah.
It wasn't a critique as much as I wanted to see stuff.
Not a critique, it's a request.
You wanted more horror. That's what you wanted.
Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, as we've sort of seen, there's a lot of things in biology where you look at it and you just kind of go, who designed this? And the answer is no one.
Yeah, circumstance.
Yeah. But again, nothing in biology, I think, looks like this.
Especially not with that. It's grown out of the skull.
Yeah. No, it's matted fur. Hatted fur.
That's what's
Oh, it's like the JoJo hat or whatever. It just turns into hair.
Their long fingies are perfect for felting.
Can you felt your own hair while it's still on?
I mean, actually, no. I guess it sort of depends on what sort of hair you have.
Probably.
I was going to say
Oh,
dreads,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Skimbleshanks, he needs to
like white people dreads.
Yeah, no, that's not. That's comes from basically back combing your hair and splitting it a lot.
Yeah.
And then it locks that way. Essentially, you're making mats.
Yeah, at that point, you get.
I have a question for you.
Just one.
How high are Skimbleshanks' pants? Because I have in my head that they're very high, but on the other hand, I have been drawing Kira for 31 days straight, pretty much. And Kira's pants are,
Oh yeah,
right under the boob. So I'm not sure.
Watch a woman on TikTok make a ball of wool out of her cat's fur. You've tricked us once before. I'm not clicking on it again.
I mean, that's actually not that uncommon. And there was, I don't know if they're still around, one breed of dog that was essentially bred for its fluffy undercoat that you could use as like a wool type thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, my mum cleans for a family and they've got a bunch of dogs. And there's one dog that basically needs its fur sort of combed so that all of that fluff can come off every week. And she just does that for an hour before work. It's a hard life, isn't it? Get to stroke a dog for an hour.
Aww. Also, old Skimbleshanks does not have pants, but has a vest and cut-off dress shirt.
Yeah,
and
I know.
New Skimbleshanks does not have a shirt and has very high pants.
Oh, very high pants.
So together, with their powers combined, they make an entire naked cat. And
or
a clothed
completely clothed one.
Well, glass half empty, half full,
They really did want to shake things up.
Skimble shake.
Going in a completely different direction.
I don't like this.
To be fair, if you had to have,
I think it's fun.
if you're dealing with humanoid cats and you had to have half of the body clothed, if you're going for that sort of realistic sort of, I don't want to say skin tight look, but you know what I mean. The fur is not like big and floofy in those films, is it?
No, and that's one of the problems with it.
No,
in my
Norwegian cat.
opinion.
Shouldn't be able to see the muscle definition, you know.
Yeah.
I think the only one that's like fluffy, fluffy is the one that just sort of removes her fluff. Or at least does in the stage play. But with the stage play, it's like not odd because they're not trying. You can tell it's not. No one's trying to make these look cat-like. It's like very obvious. These are people like miming the idea of, and I think that got lost somewhere in the movie.
A lot got lost in the making of the Cats musical.
Sanity, mostly.
Like, all the looks of the cats, the music, the dancing, just everything.
The
acting.
appeal.
I think there is a new way to tell if a movie is gonna be bad, and it's, does James Corden have anything to do with it?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to limit that to movies. That's just a general rule for life. We over here, we had to endure James Corden before you'd even heard of him.
Yeah, you could have kept him.
We had to sit through him in Gavin and Stacey. We had to sit through his sketch show.
Sketch show? Oh dear.
Corden. It was terrible.
So terrible, only... Oh, sorry. I was about to say something offensive.
Yep, Horn and Corden. I think it only ran for one series. I think it's the worst sketch show I've ever seen.
Do I give him shoes?
Right now it looks like he's wearing ankle cuffs.
Yeah,
and it's like weirding me out.
I guess I could.
Oh no!
Guess what makes more sense.
It was. If anybody's watching from Australia, I apologise. It was also shown there.
You sounded genuinely sad about that.
He was. That's why he said sorry.
The initial episode had 1.37 million viewers. By the fourth episode, that was down to less than 1 million. The fifth and sixth don't even have data.
Oh.
Well, I guess that tells you something about how good it was.
The review. This is according to Wikipedia. The reviews were vitriolic. That is. Oh dear! About as funny as a Reddit. Full of vitriol.
Top Cat, indisputable leader of the gang.
Yay!
Oh, a dark Top Cat reboot. We've got the Clifford reboot, Top Cat reboot.
Sorry, I had to put the bins in there. I had to take out the trash, but literally.
Oh, we just talked about him.
Trying to give it shoes and it's not working.
Why is,
I wonder why.
I mean,
think goofy shoes.
I'm more worried with why you thought it would work. Like,
it's like
not that you wouldn't make it work, but like, look what you're dealing with here.
That's fair.
Is this the remake of Weasel from the Suicide Squad?
Chibi did decide to make it a cat thing with clothes. So
yeah, I mean, you could go clown shoes.
A cat's thing with clothes.
Just like it is kind of a clown. I think it It's
Oh no, it's going back to the ankle chain thing. It made me think of those monkeys. It's like entertainers.
Oh, the kind of organ grindery thing.
Organ grindery?
Yeah, you got the organ grinders
Monkey the organ grinder.
Yeah, turning the it's not a euphemism. Turning the sort of rotary handle on an organ, and they had a little monkey.
Oh yeah. I didn't know that was called an organ.
I mean, organ is an ill-defined word in music.
The haggis
I
that makes the band
spend
from.
so much of my life being very weird about the word organ because I heard it in so many international things, and especially cartoons actually, where there wasn't really a translation, so they still said organ, but that had a very different meaning to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it created some weird imagery in my head.
I can imagine.
I mean, the fact that it's used to describe a couple of very different things.
Yeah.
Mm.
Gotta stay on
So
the ball.
you've got like organ as in like the things in your body, like your heart is an organ, your stomach's an organ, your liver's an organ. But then you've also got like pipe organs, which are the really, really big piano things that you see in like churches and whatnot. And
They don't have to be that big. You can have a small one in your house.
True, but most people think of the large ones.
Yeah.
That's all I thought it was.
The ones that you play Gangster's Paradise on.
Oh, this is
You see, the thing with thing with organs is they're just a series of tubes. Problem is, if it's just a series of tubes through which air is passed in order to create, say, a panpipe's an organ.
Sorry, that's not at anyone. That's just at me.
That's fair. It's, I don't know quite what the expression of this friend is.
I don't know.
This is kind of like
question is.
This feels mid-transformation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like this is like from an Animorphs
This
thing.
is halfway through an Animorphs book.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
And it's like, is this face a face of pain or a face of enjoyment? It's difficult to tell.
The fact that since the bones are situated like on a log, but Chibi's just drawn around the bones and not drawn on the log. Removing the log makes it look just sort of
it's flying through the air.
Yeah.
Now draw like a missile clinging onto a missile. Just flying through the air.
The friend having fun theory is getting weaker.
I have to. I hate this.
Look, you drew Cliff. Cliff was good.
Someone take my drawing skills away from me.
There has to be cosmic balance.
I like this. I could see this in a cartoon.
I don't want to watch the cartoon that this is in.
Just to the right, there's something fun going. There's a party with some music and there's lights, and it's going, yeah!
I mean, would you rather watch the cartoon that this critter is in? Or would you rather watch the cartoon that this critter is in?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd rather watch
an eye.
Yes, it is an eye.
Oh, an eye.
That's a more attractive picture of an eye.
Gusenberg, thank you for coming in while this is on the screen.
It has a very poofy tail.
Oh, is this the one that has the long finger that it pokes into the tree to get things out? Yeah.
Like it's keys,
Yeah,
you know,
those
when you
little weird
drop
hooked
those.
hands.
Yeah.
Little gremlin
Is
apes.
it Madagascar?
Its teeth are so cute.
I guess I'm back.
It's a cute.
Doesn't have a hat though, so.
Yeah.
I'm scared of this new Skimbleshank. That's fair.
You probably should be.
Sorry, which one are we
Yeah.
talking about?
I'm
I-
making a petition to make Cats a intentional horror movie.
The musical, yeah.
I like the idea that there is just a perfectly ordinary version of Cats the musical. People are on, they've got their fluffy outfits and that, and just this comes on stage. Skimbleshanks is supposed to, and no one knows what's happening.
Played by Willem Dafoe.
It runs around the stage and the seats and the ceiling.
Oh. This is the new theater cryptid.
You can't say
having a good time.
Never say Skimbleshanks before a show.
Yeah,
There will
it's
be
the
times.
new Macbeth.
Well, there we go.
Skimbleshanks, and this is gonna come out off the ceiling. It's gonna sing the song in the middle of the musical, no matter what musical it is. There is no music accompanying it. It's just the guys, not even the guy, the creature singing, and it's horrible for everyone involved.
You're on stage and you look up to the spotlight and you just see these two small glimmering eyes in the darkness. Oh no! Who said it? Who said it?
Who said?
Well, there we go.
Anyway, that's my not, it's my pitch for the next big horror movie.
That's fair. So okay, better or worse than Glomp or whatever his name was.
Glomp.
I mean, like I said, I think the main thing about yours that has me upset is how much gum you can see.
It's a lot of gum.
Yeah, the teeth is the most upsetting about this one. With my one, it's just the entire body. But to be fair, we don't know what Glump's body looks like. We only know it has at least 2 hands.
Yeah, I think 4.
Human hands.
No, 5. Let's say 5.
Why 5?
Because it's the most upsetting. Okay. Was it odd numbers for full skeletons?
So odd numbers are skeletons, even numbers are skulls.
Oh, cool. 11. Please?
Whoa.
I have seen this one.
Oh.
In person. Pretty sure I have. This is the Natural History Museum.
Yes. Which is in a very old building that does not have AC in it, and I went there in the summer and it was terrible.
This is when I discovered that at the time fiance of my brother was terrified of moths, because we walked into an exhibit and there was just a giant moth on the ceiling, which she did not notice until she was quite a way into the room.
Oh, Jesus.
Then she was no longer quite a way into the room.
It's a fucking moth!
Oopsie doodle. Okay, so can I have the opacity down a little bit more, please? Thank you very much. Well, hello. Look, Marson, no stylus. Okay, so what we have. Talk amongst yourselves.
I was just thinking it was a Star Wars plane thingy.
And he's given it ears.
Yay. Floppy ears.
And a very boopable little snoot.
Yeah, that's what we need.
A palate
After
cleanser
Simple
from
Shit.
Oh,
the
it's
cat
like an
crimes
chocolate.
movie.
Oh, it's like the
Dumbo.
dog from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's Zero or whatever this name was. But it is at the moment. I've got to do the lower jaw, which might change your mind.
Hey, you don't know if Zero's jaw can dislocate.
I guess it would fit. I'm trying to sort of. It's difficult to tell what's skeleton, what's masonry, but I will.
Yeah, the only other good skeleton I found of this turns out the picture was too big and I couldn't paste it into Aggie.
Oh no.
It's. I mean, it was never going to be small. You know.
True.
So this is the only skeleton in the world or something? And taking pictures?
No, it was the only one I could find a good picture of.
Oh.
That I could then paste.
His friend is also Fluff.
Oh, the little fuzzy. The little fuzzy
Fluff
friend.
always improves them.
Why
And I
the
can
big
always mess
mouth?
with the opacity up and down if you need to get a better look at stuff.
That's a big tongue.
Just saw the eyes, just like, yeah.
And,
All of
Is
these
this a
friends
wish
are just
dragon?
having a good time.
This feels like a wish dragon. I think that's what they were called from the Neverending Story.
I mean, maybe like early concept sketches.
I can't imagine it.
They ran it past
can't
the.
This making any other noise than.
It's just constantly yawning.
It's because it can't breathe. Its nose fits into the bottom jaw. It's a mouth breather.
Because its nose is so tiny.
Yeah, it's got the kiwi problem of technically having quite a long sort of snout, but because the nostrils are at the end, that means its nose is technically really, really short.
What? My brain couldn't.
So the length of a bird's beak is officially measured as the tip of the beak to the nostril. But with a kiwi, the nostrils are right at the end of the beak. So that means they have really short beaks, even though they're quite long. And I'm saying it's like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because most bird noses are further back, closer to the eyes.
Is this a flying fish?
It's a flying floof dog dragon.
It's a friend.
Ooh, that's a good floof.
Oh, good, the good floof.
It is a bit mothy.
Yeah, kind of.
And mossy.
No, it's the perspective, but because it just looks like a ball.
Yeah.
Just this very long head and then this little ball of body and then a very long tail.
The tail and the jaw is like counterweights.
I like how the entirety of the body is just where the rib cage is.
That's how paleontology works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, clearly. It totally doesn't have space in the rib cage for like stomach and intestines and all that stuff.
I mean,
Yeah, of
some
course.
creatures don't need all that.
Sometimes all you need is.
Oh. I mean, yeah.
I've had enough of that today. I don't need a visit from this. It's a sleep creature.
This is what the Sandman actually looks like.
Yeah, I couldn't think of what it was.
They
I
float
was
through.
thinking the Danish name, and I was like, I want to say it. Oh, God
What's
damn it! I have to continue the sentence.
What's the Danish name?
Ole Lukøj.
Ooh.
It's Ole, which is a name, and Shut-Eye. Ole Shut-Eye.
Ah.
I never understood Sandman until I saw, what cartoon is it where there's literally being thrown sand into children's eyes to make them sleep?
No, I think that person was apprehended, and I think they're in prison.
As I said that, it sounded so bad.
It was an unpleasant summer. Did Tata the mouse from Bear in the Big Blue House? I did not know that.
But yeah, the Sandman also has like a regular like name in Dutch. So it took me a while to get that they were the same creature person.
Me too. What is it in Dutch?
Klaasvaak. As in first name Klaas and surname Vaak.
Sorry.
You got something to say about that?
Nope, nothing at all.
Wait, what are we talking about? I saw something funny. What's up?
I mean, it wouldn't be the first character I've seen with a name where it's like, you have to be very careful pronouncing that if you are not used to those syllables, because otherwise it's not going to sound like what you think it is.
Well, no, I used.
That's why you're laughing.
I used to have some friends at school with that surname, so things happen.
Yeah. I didn't make that connection because I know the way it's spelled. So
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
what fucking drugs is this thing on?
all of them.
All of them. How do you think we get the drugs? It doesn't just carry sleep around, you know. It's got sleep. All right, that's what it is. Honestly, officer.
Yeah. He is the Sandman.
Sand. It goes in children's eyes. What a terrible way to try and excuse yourself when the police are after you. This goes in children's eyes, honestly. Yeah, that's not going to help.
Make them sleep, even when they don't want to.
Abort conversation. Abort this bit.
Yeah, that's gonna get the police even more likely to take you in.
I don't like this bit anymore. Moving on.
I missed a bit Chris has to move on from. God damn it.
It's fine. Good. Retain that innocence. Here's
I keep seeing the tail as a leg.
What noise it makes.
That's not H.
Just sort of carries on.
It just goes around going,
Yeah, out the whole name, because it's never said it before.
You can't ban us, miss.
There is another syllable at the end, but everyone falls asleep before they hear it.
Yeah.
Or it falls asleep before it can say it.
It's just permanently asleep and awake at the same time.
It's a result of the
I'm
sand.
pretty sure that's a thing that like dolphins and whales can do. They like have part of their brain sleep and the other brain is half of the brain is keeping them afloat.
That's
as it were.
scary.
Yeah. Look at
I mean,
that
if you think
long
about it though,
way.
if you're living out in the open ocean, it's not like there's just like a hole that you can just burrow yourself into and sleep in there because you're in the open ocean.
Yeah.
But this is a blue whale.
I can kind of see where this isn't the blue whale, by the way. This is Gusenberg's recommendation.
That's not a blue whale either.
It's
That
blue.
looks like a blue whale to me.
It's blue.
Yeah. You just don't know what whales look like.
I know nothing of these things because my internet can't even load one Discord picture. But somehow I'm talking to you all.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. The perspective does just make look just spherical.
Yeah.
Just a ball, 2 wings.
Long head, long tail. It's fine. Long wings? Question mark.
Wings. They might just be more ears, to be honest. Who knows?
Bless you.
Does this thing have limbs? We don't ask, and it won't answer.
Yeah. It just goes Not extraordinarily dissimilar from a whale call, to be honest. See, it worked out.
See. Funny. That was a brief glomp.
A brief clump. Right. Last up, Ragdoll. What are we forcing Ragdoll to do? Whole skeleton this time, I guess. So odd number?
Yes, odd number.
There's only 2 left, right?
Yeah, I think 9 and 3 are the only ones that haven't been turned on.
9 and 3.
Because we've done that one. We've done that one.
I did 11, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that one. 7. Yeah, you did 11. So 9 and 3 are the only full skeletons left.
9 and 3.
Cat.
9.
All right.
No, I was just saying no in German. I want a different number. Oh, hello. It's another cat from Cats 2019.
It has less orthostatic fingers, though.
Which one's this, everybody? This is Mr. Mistopheles.
Cryptid.
I mean, I guess I could make it into a theater cryptid. I'm not as familiar with the Cats and Cats 2019 because I decided after seeing bits of it that I did not want to watch Cats 2019.
I mean, I only know what the cats from Cats 2019 look like because of rants I've watched about how bad Cats 2019 is.
Okay, Miss says this one is Stuart Little. So
That's not a cat from Cats 2019.
No, but it is sort of closer in species to what this is.
Yeah, but do you want to be close?
You went to see Cats 2019 in the cinema? My word.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Why?
Cause
Who of us have actually seen it then?
Physical consequences. My word, that's like sort of Clockwork Orange levels of exposure. Turn it off!
You made a
Okay, but was this like a blood pact?
You made a pact that we do it like the beginning of a horror film.
Everyone hated it.
Instead of clapping at the end.
My Cats exposure when I first watched like the big rant about the music from Cats 2019 and how it was terrible. That Oops shared at one point
Oh yeah.
from like Sideways, I think. YouTube channel, Sideways, something like that. And then I watched more rants on Cats 2019. Then I watched clips of the actual musical Cats that's not 2019,
Is
which
this
was a
guy
lovely
causing
time.
It's always good to start at the bottom and work your way up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how you don't get disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the musical is weird, but also it's a.
So everyone
I
watch
think it's
Sherlock in reverse order. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, exactly.
it's called I believe the genre is concept musical, where basically a theme is picked of some sort, and the music is all just sort of loosely connected to that theme.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not story based. So like there might be reoccurring characters, quote unquote, but there's not really a story, as it were. There's no real story structure because that's not the point.
Yeah.
Which is
I thought it was
another
about
mistake
cats
they made
wanting
with
to play them.
Cats 2019 is they tried to make it a story structure, and it's like, you're new here, I see.
I mean, that was like the whole thing with Cats 2019 is that was being directed by a person who just doesn't understand how music works in general. And then we're not even talking about musicals.
I
And
thought,
it's weird that that keeps happening. So the when they made the movie version of Les Miserables,
Yeah, that's the same person who directed that.
yeah, and they also made some strange decisions in there. Like, okay, so for a lot of musicals, you have a male lead and a female lead as far as singing is concerned. Now, there are exceptions. Wicked, you have two female leads as the main thing, but usually with your two leads, you want them to be singing in different registries.
Mm-hmm.
So with Wicked, you have Glenda, who is mostly soprano, and you have Alfie, who's mostly an alto. So that when they're singing together, you can hear them both. You've got a similar thing in Les Miserables, where our two male leads are a baritone and a bass. But they moved the bass notes up for some reason, but also the actor who's playing that part, Jean Valjean, is a lower register singer. So it's like, so not only did you move the notes outside of the range that made sense for the context, you moved it outside of the range of the person who's acting this part.
so no one spoke together.
Yeah, it's like, who designed this?
Mm.
I'd like to speak to your manager, please.
I mean, it was also, again, from which I have from like the same person who did like the Cats music analysis that also do one on Les Miserables. And apparently like the singing conditions were absolutely horrible that he was actually surprised nobody got like actual lasting damage to their voice and throat.
Oh dear.
Because they were singing like for like many hours a day in like horrible, like not horrible circumstances, but like not optimal circumstances. And also what's his name, Hugh Jackman, who I think plays Jean Valjean or something, he like didn't hydrate properly. He like didn't, basically went on like a no drinking water diet so his muscles got better. Which is
No
not good
drinking
if you
water.
also need to sing. It's not good in general. I hate that that's a thing that exists in general, but like
I thought he was smart.
Yeah, and he's also like an actual person who has played in musicals before.
He's like an actual person.
I think he'd know better.
Yeah, both of them. So Hugh Jackman has been in many musicals. It's actually sort of funny he was in musicals well before he was in any sort of like action show type thing. So you've got these like older images of like, oh yeah, it looks like Wolverine just really let himself go, and you've got pictures of Hugh Jackman just like dressed up in like a Hawaiian shirt for a musical that he's in. God, what's the name of the other gentleman? Javert's actor he's in an actual like band. So
yeah,
I want to say it's a rock band. I don't remember the exact genre.
I don't remember the exact same genre, but Sideways, I looked up the channel. It's Sideways. He talked about that as well, and apparently, like that guy, he is in a band and he can sing, but he went to like multiple vocal coaches who presumably all gave him like different advice, and like that just made it all like weird, even though he can actually sing.
Yeah, well, and he's also the one where they moved up his pitch.
Yeah.
He's supposed so Jean Valjean is supposed to be the baritone and Javert is supposed to be more in the bass registry. But they moved his notes up for no goddamn reason.
Yeah. Anyway, I linked the video on the Sideways video in the Discord for anyone who's interested.
I do have some good news though. Cats 2019 is estimated to have lost Universal Pictures approximately $114 million.
Good.
Whoa.
It should.
Unfortunately, that doesn't offset the well over 400 million that Les Miserables made. So
yeah.
I did want to watch Les Miserables too. I loved all of the actors at the time. It looked really.
I mean,
yeah, Joey.
Yeah, again, I haven't watched that movie, but I'm going off of what Sideways has told me in his videos. But there are parts in Les Miserables that are actually good, because there is, I believe, one actual like an actual like musical person who treats it like an actual musical, and not like a movie musical.
And it helps that Les Miserables is, I want to say it's technically an operetta. So it has a narrative. It's just that the entirety of the narrative is presented through song.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Cats, which has no narrative because that's not the point. So that's a little bit easier to make into a narrative movie. But also, since it's an operetta, basically you're losing some things that have to do with like how stuff is presented on stage. So when you're on stage, there's a lot of visual shorthands that get used, both for characters and set design, that don't make as much sense in movies. So there's information being lost, as it were.
Is this a squirrel?
Yeah, this is a squirrel.
Oh. When it got the poofy tail, I knew.
Yeah.
Because I still thought monkey. Those aren't fruit teeth, those are nut teeth.
Squirrels are nuts.
Yeah, the opening was just the one from the latest 25th anniversary cast, as opposed to just a movie person. Yeah. So she actually knew like stuff about how it was supposed to be sung. She's done it.
Somebody in a film actually knowing what's going on.
Imagine that.
Who'd have thunk?
Couldn't be the entire cast of Cats 2019.
Speaking of bad music, I saw the Witcher Season 2 trailer.
It's like
And
a
the
bad
music is absolutely horrible for that trailer.
Okay.
They chose not to go with the fantasy Celtic route, but rock music.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
an odd choice.
Yep.
I mean, I imagine it would have been fine if they did that from the beginning, but from what I know, they didn't. So
Nope.
that's a bit weird.
It's pretty.
But a lot of people have been switched because they were making season 2 as COVID started. So a lot of people probably haven't been able to come back to it or something.
Yeah,
It might just be trailer music.
Yeah,
that's also
hope
true.
so.
Yeah, I'd be very, very surprised if the entire soundtrack is now just, 12-bar blues or like rock riffs or something. That'd be an interesting dub.
Or they're going to just blow their entire budget on playing Toxic by Britney Spears.
Yeah.
That'd be a choice.
It's the Witcher
Be a fun-
Series 2 with the soundtrack by Kiss. Like
I would love to see a Toxic like blooper reel with stunt mishaps.
Yeah. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of Witcher.
This is Cryptidy with the small ear. Don't squirrels have like big floofers?
It depends. So some of them have got like tufted ears. But for the most part, they're little triangles. I'm just trying to.
I'm now imagining like a rock song soundtrack, but you just forcefully put the word Witcher in all of them. Like, it doesn't have to rhyme per se.
Yeah.
If it rhymes, that's great, but if it doesn't, that's fine.
pour some
Somebody
Witcher
just
on
Witcher.
me.
It's like those Kids Bop songs where they just put Kids Bop into it. The word Kids Bop.
I had no idea they were a thing until John Oliver's special. Well, special. He riffed on them a lot. Oh dear.
I mostly know Kids Bop from Jack's films.
Oh yeah.
What I want to say now is I don't know what you're talking about, but every time I do that, I get exposed to something awful.
Kids Bop is basically a thing where they take popular songs, some of which are not necessarily kid friendly, and have a bunch of kids sing it.
Yeah, and they make them kid friendly by changing some of the lyrics, but only some. And it doesn't like if if it rhymes, that's great, but if it doesn't, that's also fine. If it doesn't flow at all, cool. And also sometimes they just very forcefully put the word Kids Bop into it.
It's like a watermark.
Yeah.
It has a very Christian feel about it.
Yeah, they're very like Christian, I believe.
I was trying to think like what's the most inappropriate you could, and like it's not necessarily the most inappropriate song I could think of to do, but I would like to see their version of like Firestarter. That'd be fun.
I don't know if kids can sing fire starter.
It's not even really singing, to be honest.
Yeah.
The prodigy, you know, had a reputation, but you know, good singing voice was not part of that reputation.
Hey, not necessary in music.
No, not at all.
Yeah, Jack's films made the Kids Bob quiz, where he like takes a lyric from the song and like the question is like to what did they change it, and it's like multiple choice, and most of them are written by him, but then there's a right answer, and it's a very hard quiz. He has done it with like multiple YouTubers, and some of them are just like, wait, what is going on? That isn't real. It's very funny to watch.
You don't need to put in effort.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Welcome to Kids Bop.
Honestly, you're just welcome to music. Listen to quite a lot of songs. The lyrics don't necessarily scan or make sense. Squirrel,
Squirrel.
squirrel,
Squirrel.
Oh,
red squirrel.
But I
one
decided to
such a
make sort of
funny
spiky.
name. Yeah, you made a cryptid.
Yeah.
You've been
Might as
drawing
well.
very spiky today. I keep switching to Danish. And
That's
just
okay.
stopping in my tracks and
Danish?
being, nope.
We all have those days.
Yeah.
Except
Do we?
for the English people.
I was gonna say I don't think I've had a day where I've swapped to Danish accidentally. I don't get me wrong. If it happened, I'd be delighted, but I'd just be surprised.
But then you can't switch
If
back.
it happens, you immediately call Christi.
Yeah.
And Christi is just like, what? Why are you talking Danish? Who are you?
I don't know.
And
How are
with
you
an
talking in
American
Danish?
accent?
Oh, yeah, I'm speaking Danish, but my accent is awful. That's the payoff. Well, there we go.
Is there a movie where you wake up speaking a different language and you have to go through some shit to be able to talk your own language again and no one understands you?
I don't know.
It sounds like a
But
90s
that
movie.
sounds like a... I don't want it to be... Like, you explained it, and I immediately thought, this isn't a horror movie, this is a comedy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a similar storyline in an episode of Dexter's Lab, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to learn French,
No
so he just
French.
plays a thing, but then I think he can only say omelette du fromage or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cheese omelette.
But yeah, just a comedy where someone just wakes up and they speak a different language fluently.
Yep. Would that be a foreign film?
Or
Hey,
could be an episode of House.
Oh, yeah.
That feels like an episode of House.
Hmm.
It's lupus.
Always an autoimmune disease.
It's not lupus.
It's Lewis.
Lewis disease. Oh no.
called
Yeah,
cool-
now we're...
That's called cool guy syndrome.
And with
turn on
the
all
I
hands
lights.
was about to
That-
say you just turn into a shark. That's the disease.
That's what King Shark has. He's like, help me.
Well, the hands are still there for now.
It's because it's so
Hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
Cliff,
we go.
even Cliff is trying to hide the hands.
Everyone is trying to hide the hands.
Cliff.
I like how Chibi turned on her no layer.
Yep, it's got to be there.
Very important.
The no
Yeah,
layer sounds like
exactly.
some sort of weird metaphysical thing.
I love that the turnip has just been mostly left alone.
Yeah.
It's
So,
chilling with squirrel friend.
yeah, we're distinct from this mess. We're just
Also, Cliff has taken over the bone horns.
yeah.
Yeah. Even more of a cryptid.
And they're welcome to.
Also, its sniffer is a mountain now, like in the top, in the background.
Yeah, kind of. This was fun.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Okay.
I don't know what voice that was supposed to be. Happy
Sounds like
Halloween.
a very unconvincing, like, traditional vampire.
Yeah, it's just a drunk vampire.
It's just wanted to be a vampire, but just couldn't quite get into it.
Happy Halloween. Are you drunk? I'm blood drunk. Wine, you mean? Maybe.
It's red.
It's close enough.
Why is drunk vampire far away?
I'm over here now.
Get back here, you need to end the stream.
You can't make me.
Goodbye,
And
everyone.
I guess we could always just leave if he doesn't want to end the stream.
We've done it before. We have just turned off the stream.
And
But now
then you lost like the last couple seconds of the stream.
Only on Twitch, I think. I think the VOD survived. Anyway, now we're talking about it. It's not going to be spontaneous. Oh. Drank the blood of some people, but they were on drugs, and now I'm a wizard. What? You're writing yet another weird comedy here.
That's either a comedy or a D&D campaign.
Yes, that's a backstory. So explain your new character well.
Well, I was a vampire. But then I drank the blood of some people. But they were on drugs, and now I'm a wizard.
I mean, there are probably weirder origin stories.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, okay, it's a reference. Is that a weird what we do in the shadows thing?
Yeah, that looks like a what we do in the shadows thing, which
Yeah.
is admittedly very funny.
Yeah,
Now I'm a wizard.
I must get around to watching that at some point. That does seem like it'd be up my alley. Also, it's got Matt Berry in it, the new one. He's always good value.
I still think my favorite thing I know about that series is that one of the like side characters in, I want to say it's the movie, wasn't hired on as an actor. He was actually hired on as like a tech guy, but they just sort of put him in as one of the characters randomly. And he's just a random human character in the movie.
That's fair.
New thing.
There's a show I like called The Goes Wrong Show, which is ostensibly a troupe of people trying to put on a show and it just always goes wrong. It's very well written, but they had a series, and for like a piece of film, they needed somebody to be like a janitor, but they didn't have anyone, so they just got the director in to do it. But now that that's a thing, they decided for the second series to just keep writing this janitor in, so the director has to keep being in the show, just dressed up and carrying a bucket every now and then. Just like, I don't know if they're doing that just to annoy him. I think I'm on board for that.
And he also accepts it.
Yeah?
I mean, I've known enough drama students to say yes, that's probably why they keep doing it.
Yeah.
To have a laugh at the director.
I recommend the show. It's very well written. You would think everything going wrong will get very, very boring very quickly, but they're very creative people. There's always new ways to get hit in the face.
That's a good end.
The last episode I watched, somebody ate a pair of Wellington boots. Anyway. Actually, they weren't Wellington boots, they were galoshes. That's the one. What's it called? It's called The Goes Wrong Show, which is a terrible title, it must be said. Because they did a series of, like, used to do it on stage, like Peter Pan Goes Wrong or stuff like that. But they made a show where each episode's different, and they called it The Goes Wrong Show for some reason.
I wonder what that's about.
Is that where the living room bit came
That is
from?
where living room comes from, yes.
Living room.
Living room. It's supposed to be like a scene transition. He's just sitting there going, the living room. Living room. Living room. Living room. And that's where I got the linen room thing from.
Yeah, I knew
That
it
was like
sounded familiar.
The only reason I emphasized that in the streams is because I made the reference and I was like, literally nobody knows what I'm referencing here. And that makes it funnier. Linen room. Oh dear. Anyway.
Let's end the stream.
Let's end the stream before it goes for another 3.5 hours. We're almost at the 3. We're almost at the 3. Yes, cool. Thanks for stream. Thank you for joining me and doing Bone Games.
Yeah, bone game.
Bone game.
Halloween.
No. Bones.
Halloween.
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 Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm not drunk.
Yes, but hush.
Have a wonderful time, everyone. We'll see you next month.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.